All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of A Couple's Take. Today is episode 2, and today we'll be speaking about gender expectations.
Yes, men and women standards that they have for each other.
Yep, and then we'll speak about reality. Is it true? Is it not? Or
how we feel about it. Yep.
Yeah.
You want me to take it away?
Yeah, take it away.
So to start off, I'm going to be talking about how women feel men view them. Does that make sense? Yeah, so like basically what women think men want. So one thing you hear this all of the time is that men want sex. Men, that's something very important to them. That's what they care about. Another one is that men really like feminine women.
Right.
They don't like overly masculine women, overly alpha women. I think it's probably because some of them get intimidated by women. But that's one. Another one is that even though men like to have a lot of sex and they're very sexual, that's like the stereotype.
Yep.
They don't want partners who are very sexually experienced. They want girls who have had a couple of partners, but they don't want somebody who's had a lot of partners. It's a turnoff for them. Another turnoff for them might be that if a girl is overly emotional or clingy, that's like, So a lot of guys probably don't like that. And then finally, some men want a woman who can cook, clean, and work, basically do everything, have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
So Hans, is this how men really feel?
Well, for the most part, to some of those, yes, that's how men feel.
Okay.
Like, for the first one, being feminine, men really love women who are feminine. If you are showing too much masculinity,
It's a turn on.
guys will not. Guys will not accept that. They'll probably mess with you and play you, or just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could easily lose a man with masculinity. So, besides that, you spoke about sex.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a big one. You hear a lot
Men
of times.
are sexual creatures. So it's just about what kind of men you go for and if they can like condone themselves with that action or be appropriate. So some men try to chase women just for that, and that's a big problem. So that's why they get left sitting by themselves. So
granted, I personally don't think men or women specifically are sexual creatures. I feel like everybody likes sex. I feel like it's more of the stereotype that men are very sexual.
right, but is
that true?
not right when it's forced.
True.
So you could catch a case. So
What?
if you catching cases, you gotta go, man.
Oh
You
my
gotta
God.
go. We ain't doing that. If it ain't meant to be, it ain't meant to be. Yeah, so you saying if I agree with that?
Yeah, like do you think men are more sexual than women?
I mean,
I feel
I'll
like-
say yes for the
Really?
general answer. Yes,
I think
but there are women
stereotypically,
who is way more sexual.
way
than
more
men,
sexual.
so,
They actually say like the older women get, the more sexual we get. Like a woman in her
Yeah.
40s and 50s, that's her sexual prime. Look out.
no, in my brain that don't sound right, but
We could look up studies later.
but I guess
Okay.
yeah. To move forward, let's say being overly emotional.
And clingy.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. But yeah, if
You don't drink soda.
I know I barely drink soda unless it's going to eat some fast food or something quick. But yeah, like if she's too emotional, that's a big red flag for us. Like
Yeah.
no, like we don't want to keep dealing with all of your problems. You have to be able to put your pants up
Oh, Lord.
and take it how it is. Like they say, you gotta see it through, my boy.
Oh,
You
my
gotta
God.
see it through. If not, you're gonna be by yourself,
Oh, my
and
God.
it's gonna be a sad ending.
Dang, dude.
But
I feel like it's because men, nobody likes a clingy person. Girls don't like that either. But
no,
overly emotional, I feel like women are more emotional creatures than men. I think that's a fact overall, generally speaking. And girl, if you got a problem, and you just need to cry it out or something, get a best friend, get a sister, get somebody who is a girl who can be emotional with you and be like, girl, I know, I feel your pain. Don't always go to your man for stuff, because then they kind of, it's like wear and tear. They're going to get tired of hearing and crying, and they're not going to deal with that all the time, because men are solution based. They're going to solve the problem. They may not want to always hear about the problem.
Right.
So
Fully agree. And being a cook or a stay-at-home mom, that's iffy for some
working.
men.
Well, that's a woman that's a woman who works, cooks, clean, take care of the kids, all that stuff.
Okay, but if you work, we won't expect that much from you. That's a lie.
There are men who expect that.
If for me personally, I'd expect it here and there. Yes, cook and clean, but we'll be working together on it, so it'd be.
Well, then let me ask you a question. If let's say y'all both work, right? She's a better cook, like in our relationship.
She is a better cook, but when I do a little something, it's decent. That's all I say.
Yeah,
it ain't perfect, but it's decent.
I want to eat without getting salmonella. So let's say I cook. And I'm like, I want you to clean, right? Some women, and this is on women, will be like, well, you don't clean the way I want you to clean. You don't clean my way. So then do you think women are being ungrateful, or do you think, like, okay, maybe she's saying something that's important?
I'll say she's being a little ungrateful. There's always opinions, but I'll say she's being a little ungrateful. Yeah. At least he's trying. Just like
you have to give
like with effort with anything. As long as you're trying and they see it, they should appreciate it.
True.
You could be like, hey, I appreciate you helping out, but I'm gonna clean it up a little more tidier and do it a little better. But hopefully they don't take offense to it. But I mean, I doubt guys gonna take too much offense.
I mean,
for
some
you
guys
saying he ain't clean good enough.
Some of y'all could get like really like, dang, it's nothing. Well, it's like that's what anybody. If you trying, it's like nothing I ever do is good enough. You know.
Yeah, you can push them to that limit. Feel like what?
Sometimes I won't say that men can clean better than women, because there are some men who can clean, but some of y'all boys, how y'all clean is not clean.
Yeah,
and so
I'll agree, we're not consistent with cleaning, but we will clean when it starts to get a little messy.
That's not how I clean. See?
Yeah, it's time to get
I like it
together.
To be clean. I'm not like a super anal person, but I want it to be clean. Like, I don't want to come home to a mess, and it's a mess Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I wait till Sunday to clean it. Like, no. It's like, if there's a mess, like simple. I cook something, right? You wash the dishes. I'm a pretty messy cooker, but I cook pretty decently well, I feel like. So if I like make a mess and you're like, okay, I'll clean up since you cooked, that's fair. That's equal.
Yeah, that's
we both work, I cook, you clean, but I need you to sweep. And I need you to wash the dishes and wipe down the counters. That's it. I'm not like, oh, you need to scrub the fridge. You need to make sure you disinfect the sink every single time. No, but like, that's generally what I need.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands before you cook something for me, please.
Yeah, I hear that a lot, but I try to wash my hands, but when I'm doing something important, yeah.
Okay.
What?
You said try to, like, you don't always wash your hands before you cook.
No, before I cook, yes, I gotta wash my hands. That's cooking. I'm talking about certain things, but when I'm at your house, I be here. Make sure you wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Yeah, that's everything, because I live at a woman's house, so
I just walked in. I gotta wash my hands.
What do you be doing though?
What?
You be doing something that make me tell you. I don't always tell you to wash your hands. It's depending on what you about to do. Because he'll come into the kitchen and he'll be looking around ready to touch stuff. And I'm like, did you wash your hands? Yeah, so like that.
Okay, and I agree. And I'll go wash my hands.
Your point.
All right, for my points, women have some stereotypes that men should be doing.
Should be doing? Ooh.
Should be doing, yeah.
Okay.
So, women expect men to be leaders in the house. They want the guy to be able to guide the household, raise the kids, teach them certain logic or whatever. But besides that, I mean, being a leader, it is important in the household. So
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You should be a leader in the household as a man. And then men usually have
What?
problems with this one nowadays. 'Cause-
Masculine?
No, not masculine. Being able to pay the bills all the time.
Oh, yeah. Being the sole
The age that we're in right now is full of inflation, and
Yeah.
one income cannot
It's
hold a
hard.
household.
Yeah, it's
unless
hard.
you are rich.
Yeah.
Rich as in above 100K. Even 100K is basically middle class now.
True. Yeah.
It ain't.
Times is changing.
It ain't that high.
You gotta make more money.
But yeah, having a higher income, women expect men to
Make
have
more
that.
money. Yeah.
Yes. And women expect men to be masculine, like you said, being the macho man in the house, bossing her around. You can't take it too extreme, but I mean, yeah, putting your foot down in certain cases. I'm not that masculine. I'll say
Yeah.
that. I'm a chill ass dude. Do what I gotta do. Say what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Get it done. I'm about getting it done. But I ain't gonna be like, woman, come here.
No. I wish
You heard what I said.
I wish you would. That'd be a good prank to pull on me. Like, you heard what I said, girl? What?
I ain't saying it again.
Who you talking to?
But nah, like, I don't think I could be overly masculine. That's the too much. You asking for the headaches and all that. Because
Yeah.
you going to get into fights with the woman. You going to start getting physical.
Yeah.
Doing too
aggressive.
much. I ain't about that. I don't
Yeah.
need to catch no case, no domestic
No, you
violence.
don't. No, you don't.
I ain't doing no time.
No.
So, it is what it is. You getting me. Yeah. What else? Women want men to invest a lot of time in the relationship. Even if they're hard-working men,
Yeah.
you gotta spend that time. And I'll say to an extent, like back in school, to an extent, if he's working really hard and you know it's a physical job, give that man some slack. But you
Yeah.
can always reassure him, hey, I
True.
need you in these areas.
Yeah.
I need you to do this.
Yeah.
Don't just expect the man to do
Yeah.
everything.
No, they're not
after
mind readers.
busting his I'm not
Booty.
gonna say his booty all day,
Busting his butt.
and then coming home to a wife that's nagging him. Hey,
Oh, Lord.
I need you to do this. You ain't do this last week. Blah blah.
I'm gonna let you finish your list,
No
and then
man
we're gonna
wanna
get back
hear
to
that.
it. I'm gonna
Getting
let
home.
you finish your list, and then I'm gonna let you get back to it.
Yeah. And lastly, I'll say being sexually experienced. So, if you're sexually experienced, women like that.
Yeah.
If you're not, they could feel a type of way and think you ain't gonna put it down like you're supposed to put it down. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for my points of stereotypes.
You want to know my opinion on if half of those stereotypes are true based
Yeah,
on
go
a woman's
ahead.
opinion?
What do you think?
So, first off, there was something I was supposed to say. All of the things that we're talking about, there's going to be the good and the bad to them. Like, there's, oh yeah, I want a man who's masculine, but you don't want a man who's too masculine. So it's like that kind of middle line for these stereotypes. And then some of them are all good, some of them might be all bad. So, like, women want men to be a leader. Absolutely.
True.
Women I do not want to have to lead. I have a terrible sense of direction.
I be telling Rachel, make a decision.
I don't want to lead, but I feel like, being real, I feel like now more than ever, women are leading more than men, because men are just laying back and be like, let her do whatever she want to do. I don't want the argument, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to fuss. I don't want to fight. I'm just going to let her do whatever she want to. It's whatever. And so women will take on that responsibility, but then in turn will be frustrated. I have to do everything. I have to cook, clean, da-da-da-da. But then it's like, well, then let him help you and let him lead, baby. Like, ain't nothing like a man, ain't nothing like a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So And then, like, do women want their man to be masculine? Of course. We don't want, like, a wimpy guy. Like, if a dude smack me on my butt in public, I want you to be like, hey, yo, that's my girl. You're not going to disrespect her like that. If you like, well, he's bigger than me.
Nah, we swinging.
I don't want to.
I'm swinging.
I don't want to get in trouble. Then that's going to turn off a girl so quick. Like, it's going to be like, what am I supposed to do it to? And then, like, also having a high income and bills to pay. Like, I seen a video where girls, this is unrealistic, but the girls were like, yeah, how much do you think on average men make? And they were all talking about, oh, men make, like, how much you want your man to make. And it was like, I want him to make at least $100,000. I want him to make $500,000. And that's completely unrealistic. I'm not going to put that type of pressure personally. And I don't feel like a lot of good women would do that. They just want a man who is hardworking,
yes,
and who is not a bum, and who is not going to be lazy, who's going to get